Greetings. R. Frederick Riddle here with another episode of Christian News and Views. This is episode 160. And today is Friday recap. So let's get started. On Monday, it was entitled Trump Triumphant. Despite the turmoil and anxiety being spread by the country's elites and the propaganda media, the American people are rendering a remarkably positive judgment about President Donald J. Trump's second term. As Rasmussen reports, one of the most reliable ones out there, by the way, pollster Mark Mitchell recently posted on X. For the first time in our polling history, a majority says the country is on the right track. To put this in context, in November 2024, Real Clear Politics reported the results were 26% right track, 63% wrong track, going from down 37 points to up 1 point in the first 4 months of a new administration. Isn't an astounding achievement? So that didn't become breaking news at the different liberal stations, NBC, CBS, or ABC, or for that matter, what they call the last outposts, MSNBC and CNN. The elites are content, reassuring each other that everything is terrible and President Trump is doomed to fail. Unfortunately for them, and fortunately for the country, the American people increasingly disagree. And so there's a number of things that have been going on for him, but I'm not going to cover them all today because we did it already. Gasoline prices have come down. Egg prices have come down. There are a lot of different things that have been, some things are still too expensive, but the direction is encouraging. Finally, President Trump's toughness in tariff negotiations is helping him. And so again, things that they thought were weapons they could use against him have gone kaput, if you will. This and the fight to control the border are major reasons people believe America is back on the right track. So if you've been watching President Trump for any length of time, then this probably is not a surprise to you. He is tough. He also has a plan based on the goal to make America great again. There have been and will be bumps in the road, but he is already succeeding in getting government out of the way of the average American. On Tuesday, the interesting attack took place. Russia has an aircraft called the A-50. This is an expensive and scarce asset for Russia, previously and successfully targeted by Ukraine. Also known by their NATO moniker, Mainstay, A-50 early warning and control aircraft help Russia seek out Ukrainian air defenses and coordinate attacks with fighter jets and bombers. So what did Ukraine do? Well, on Sunday, they launched a simultaneous drone strikes on several major Russian air bases. I believe it was 5 altogether. They admit to at least 4. But Ukraine publicly confirmed it had targeted 4 airfields. But I'm pretty sure it was the final count was 5, simultaneously attacking the Ivanovo base along with the Volhynia facility in the northwestern Murmansk region, the Diaghilevo airfield in the Ryazan region, and the Belaya, another base for Russia's long-range bombers in Siberia, more than 2,500 miles from Ukrainian territory. My opinion? I'm not really surprised. Ukraine's ability to stun Russia and the world this far-ranging and multiple targeted attacks shows Ukraine's determination and imagination. This undoubtedly will have an impact on the war, but how much of an impact remains to be seen. Then on Wednesday, Condoleezza Rice had some thoughts on Putin. Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice warned that Russian President Vladimir Putin has grown more out of control, arguing he is desperate to eradicate Ukraine. Rice was asked about reports of Ukraine striking a bridge linking Crimea and Russia in a series of underwater explosions. Rice called the attack extraordinary during Fox and Friends, saying it shows Ukraine can't hold Putin accountable for his aggression. It shows a couple of things, she told Brian Kamida on Wednesday. First, the changing nature of warfare, that you can do this with relatively cheap drones against the Russian strategic air fleet, which has cost billions and billions of dollars. Secondly, it shows that the Ukrainians are very advanced in what they are doing in their defense industry with the building of these drones and an employment strategy for them. And third, it is an incredible intelligent coup, she added. Vladimir Putin is undoubtedly now wondering whether there was an inside job. You're probably going to see a witch hunt in Russia as he tries to figure out who did this inside. So it just shows that just with a little bit of help, Ukrainians can make Vladimir Putin pay for his aggression. Rice noted Putin's behavior has become more unstable since she served under former President George W. Bush, pointing to his unwavering determination in trying to extinguish Ukraine. He seems to be more out of control than he used to be, Rice said. He was always a very controlled figure. Don't get me wrong. He was never a Jeffersonian Democrat. He was always an autocrat. He was always an imperialist. But there's something about him now that seems almost more desperate in wanting to extinguish Ukraine. I do think there's a little part of Vladimir Putin that recognizes particularly that the energy infrastructure in Russia is degrading and that he would be better off to stop this war, she said. But it's being overcome by that other Putin who still thinks he can extinguish Ukraine. And you know, he needs the president more than the president needs him. And so making very clear to him that he's not going to get his maximalist claims is extremely important at this point. Now, on Thursday, I didn't offer any kind of opinion on that one, really, that amounted to anything, because I totally agreed with what she had to say. On Thursday, we had Bible talk. And as stated previously, Revelation is to be, some people, a mystery, but it was never meant to be a mystery. It is the revealing of Jesus Christ in the end times. And with that in mind, we took a look at the 7 churches. And we broke it down to historical, doctrinal, individual, and dispensational. And we focused on that particular day on Ephesus. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this week with me. I enjoy putting out these issues, these episodes, and discussing them with you. And I look forward to your comments. And please send them in. You can do it by the comments themselves, or you can do it in email. Just go to my website at trbookservices.com. Go to the contact list, and you can send me a message there about it. Be clear. And if you want a response, an email response, make sure you give me your email address. And mention the episode you're talking about, so that I can either comment there or comment in a future episode if I think that's warranted. I encourage you to subscribe right here, right there. And a little bit too far, right? But how about there? There's a little box. You just click on that box, and you'll have an opportunity to subscribe to my channel, TR Book Services. TNR Independent Books, and you'll get access to all my podcasts. And when you do that, you encourage me to inform you, encourage you, and to inspire you to the best I can. That's my goal. You are the judge. Well, you have a great day. I hope to see you in the next episode.